Good morning. Yes, we've got our office hours for today, and thought we'd do something a little different. I am not as confident on Git as I wanted to be. What happened to my picture here? But there's a book that I recently got a hold of. It's called Practical Git. That's the picture that's supposed to be in there. But anyway, yeah, and so I've decided it takes a different approach of teaching how to use Git, because I've read plenty of books, I've watched videos and stuff, but this actually has katas. So we're going to go through some katas that are described in this book, Practical Git, and see how that works. All right, let's do this thing. Okay, so I assume you already have Git installed, or you know how to install it. If not, you just go whatever. You say git-scm.com. You can download whatever it is for your operating system and install it. So, so that being said, this GitHub project is on EFI Code Academy, Git katas. And he's got a whole bunch of katas that he describes. And he even gives you little instructions on here's what you do to get it set up. You go to, you do the git clone, and then you go to the repository you want to, and you run setup.sh, and you're good to go. Like basic commits, and you say .setup.sh, and you're good to go. So, so we will do that thing. So we'll go here. Here's how we get it. You make a copy of the URL, and you go to your Git desktop. I've already gone to the folder I want to put it in, and you say git clone, and shift insert will go and paste it in there. And there we are. So the what's the first one it recommends you go to is basic commits, right? So basically we'll look and see all the things you have here. So git katas, and these are all the different things that they have here. All right, and if we see the projects we were going to go to, start with basic commits. All right, so we go to basic commits, and then see all that's in there is a README, a setup PS1, a setup.sh. So let's do this. Let's readme.md. This kata will actually, it would probably be, since it's markdown, it'll be easier to just go into basic commits here and look at the instructions. This kata will introduce you to git add and the git commit commands. Very introductory kata. If you've used git status, git log, one line dash graph, git made extensively. I've not used those extensively. So you say source setup.sh. I'm not using PowerShell. I am using the Git, what's it called? The Git bash. Yeah, you can, when you install it, see, I go here and I just say Git, you can say open the Git GUI here, or you can open Git bash here. I was trying it with Penguin, which is WSL, and it just, there's a few things that it just doesn't do the way I want. And so I haven't figured out how to make that work, so I'm not going to show that off. just because that's the way I am. All right, so here we are. So we'll do source setup.sh. So it initialized the empty Git repository, and then it went and took us into the exercise folder. So you see, use git status to see which branch you're on. Git status, and it says on branch master, no commits yet, nothing commit. Okay, what does git log look like? Should be empty because I don't think there's anything there. Fatal, your current branch master doesn't have any commits yet. Okay, so I'll create a file. So we'll say touch foo.txt. So if you look, I now have a file called foo.txt. It doesn't have anything in it. And I'll do git status. It says there's no commits and there's one untracked file called foo.txt. Okay. All right, so we will commit the file to the repository. So say commit foo.txt. Commit, oh, you have to say git commit foo.txt. Does that work? Nope, didn't match any files known to Git. Interesting, because you have to say git commit. And it'll say there's an untracked file, use git add file to include what will be committed. So I say git add, and I'll just say dot for everything locally. I do know that. So now if I do a git status, see, now there's a new file, and I can say git commit, waiting. Okay, so it drops me into the editor, which I've configured to be Vim. And so it says, please enter the git commit message for your changes. Lines starting with pound will be ignored and an empty message aborts the commit. So I can say, added file foo.txt. Very clever. Okay, and done. Okay. Commit the file to the repository. How does git status look now? Git status, on git status, on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree is clean. Good. Change the file you created earlier. Vim foo.txt. Now is the time for all good men to pay. Oops. Country. Okay. So now, see that foo has that in there. Okay. And we can now, so change the content of the file you created. What does git status look like now? Git status. So now it says you're still on branch master, changes not staged for commit. Git add file, use git restore foo.txt, and untracked files, .foo.txt un tilde and foo.txt. Oh, that's what Vim does, is it creates a backup. That's a backup file and then a working file, so that you can get back to what you had before. And frankly, I don't need those files. So what I will do is, so it said was add the file change. So add foo.txt, okay? And do git add foo.txt. Line feed will be replaced by carriage return line feed because we're in Windows, right? So the file will have its original line ending in the working directory. Good. So do git status now. So you see that foo text is modified and these other files are untracked. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore those for now, and I will make a commit. Git commit. And so we added text to foo.text. Okay. What does status look like now? Get status. So we're on branch master and we just have these untracked files. Nothing added to commit, but untracked files are present. And I don't care about those untracked files. What does status look like now? Okay, and what does the log look like now? Get log. Okay, so you see, first I added a file. We've got this commit number. So that's a unique, universally unique identifier. What do they call that? It's commit. Oh, look, you can do -m. Let's try that. So if I can do vim foo.text, all right, we will stop being sexist, say persons to come to the aid of their country. Okay, we'll say get commit -m, changed men to persons. There we go. As if we couldn't tell by, oh, I've got to add it right, because get add file. So I say get add foo.text, then get status. So now it's added. Now I can do my commit. Boom. Right. And then get status. Very good. And the log. And you see what I did. So the head is up here. Change men to persons. And probably if I did a history or whatever, a diff on each of those, I'd be able to see. Touch, oh, echo content. See, then I wouldn't be creating those Vim things. I just do echo content. So let's try that. So I'll say touch bar.text. You see now I have bar text, foo text, and foo text tilde. I would do a foo.text tilde and do get status dot foo.text .un tilde. There, so you've got bar text needs to be added, right? So I'll say get add bar.text. See, and then I can try this. Echo. What'll I say? I'll say Happy Tuesday to bar.text. ls. So now I've got those two files. I do get status, and I've got a bar text. Oh, change needs to be committed. So I say commit, get commit bar text, say -m added file bar. Okay. And if I do get status, nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. That's interesting because I had this modified, but it wasn't staged. Cat bar text says Happy Tuesday. Status. Nothing to commit. Get history. I'm sorry, get log. So I added file bar text. Interesting. So I guess if I do go, learning get, I'll append that to bar.text. A bar and foo, get status, modified to get add bar text. Okay, and do a get status. And then I can say get commit -m updated file status. So master F2611145. So status is clear to get log. So you got F2611145. So that is the commit number. That's the first, 7 characters of this unique ID, which is, what do they call that? It's SHA. Interesting. So for the Vim scared, get config global core editor. Yeah, whatever. Windows peeps. Yeah, I don't like Nano or Notepad. I like Vim. Config global core Atom weight. Yeah. Yes, none of those are good editors. Vim is the only useful one because it's just too cool. You can do lots of quick editing. So we've been fiddling around a long time on this one. But we've learned some stuff. So this is what the log has in it. It has the author, it has the date and time that you made the change. And so there we go. So the next thing on our list is we're going to do basic staging. Okay, so let's go here. Basic staging. All right. This Kata will examine the staging area they get. We're working with 3 different areas. You've got your working directory, where you make your changes, your staging area, where your changes added through get add will stay, and the repository where every commit ends up. So a file can have changes both the working directory and the staging area at the same time. These changes do not have to be the same. And we'll work with get reset to reset the stage changes of a file and get check it. Okay, let's see. These are some good new commands. So we go the basic, oops, sorry. Basic staging. You see, I was 2 folders down in, so I had to go up 2 levels. So now you can see what I have here is this README, which we're looking at here. Setup PS1. If we're doing PowerShell, setup.sh. It says run source.setup.sh. So source setup.sh. Very cool. So when initialize everything, master commit. So if I now do a get status on branch manager, nothing to commit. ls, there's a file.text. So cat file.text, what's in there? The number 1. Okay, what is the content of file text? Haha, I figured that out. So let's see the useful commands I got. These are all get commands, so we'll get to that. Override the content in file text by saying echo to file.text. So basically we're going to overwrite what's in file.text, cat file text. So now it has a 2 in it. Change the state of your file in the working directory. What does get diff tell you? Get diff 1 and 2. So we changed the 1 to a 2. Okay, so get diff staged. Nothing. Tells you nothing. Why is this blank? Because we haven't staged the file. We do a get status, it tells us that we've got this file changed, but it's not staged. So get diff, so run git add file.text to stage your changes from working directory, right? So why don't you say get stage instead of get add? I don't know. Linus is much smarter than I am, and I'm not going to question how he does things. So get add file text. What does get diff tell you? So get diff says there's nothing different. What does get diff staged? Get diff staged. Okay, so the changed file is now in the changed section, in the staged section. You've got your workspace where your files are, you've got your staged workspace, and then you've got your repository. So this is kind of in that limbo of the staged area. So overwrite the content, echo 3. Okay, so we are not checking it in. We're just, okay, so we'll say echo 3 to file text. All right, what does get diff tell you? Get diff says we changed from 2 to 3. That's interesting. And get diff staged going from 1 to 2. So what's in the repository is a 1. What's in the staged area is a 2. And what's in my file, my working area, my file system is a 3. Right? So explain what is happening. I just did that. Run get status. So that file text is present twice in the output. We saw that before when I was fiddling around. I was getting ahead of myself. So say get reset head file text. All right, so where's head? Did we do a history? Or get log? Oh, that's what this is. Right, oh, let's get status. So anyway, so we're doing a get reset head. So we're resetting to the head that unstages the change. Oh, okay. So now if I say, so unstage, it changes after the reset. So I say get status now, and it just has this file is modified, but the intermediate modification just got deleted, right? So if I say, so get status, stage, but okay, so if I do a get diff, so basically what's in the repository is the 1. I had what was in the stage and I just threw it away by doing the get reset. So I threw out what was in the staged area, and now by doing this get diff, so I made this change to the file. So the changed file in my work area is 3. What's in the repository is 1. And I've got nothing in the staged area. Okay, so stage the change and make a commit. So I say git add file.text and do git commit -m. It's 3 now. Okay. All right. What does the log look like? So git log. So 1, and it's 3 now. Okay. Whoops. What did I just do? It's a mouse with the button on the side, and I bumped it. Sorry about that. Overwrite the content in file text echo 4. So echo 4 to file.text. I think my text is much more interesting than his. What's the content of file.text? Cat file.text has 4. All right. What does get status tell us? Get status says we have a modified file, right? Just like earlier. And then if I say get checkout file, well, here, let's just see what's in there. Get diff file.text. So what's in the repository is a 3. What's in my workspace is a 4. And if I do get checkout file.text, right, then I say, what's the content of file.text? Cat file.text. And it's 3 again. It's what was in the repository. So checkout takes what's in the repository and overwrites what I have. Okay, and get status says is nothing changed. And then we say get log just has the 1 and it's 3 now, right? So get commit, my lazy short commit. Reset, we did that. Get checkout log -n5. See that? Get log -n5. Well, we only have 2, so -n5 doesn't help us. Get log --1 line. So that kind of squishes everything down. I see. So instead of having, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines for each, it's just squished into 1 line. You don't have the author. You've got just the first 7 characters of the SHA. It tells you what the head, what branch you're on, and then it just has this. It doesn't have the date or anything like that. Okay. Do get log 1 line graph. And that's not very interesting. And then we did the get reset head, and we did the get checkout. We learned about that. Okay, very good. You can set up aliases like get config global alias lol log 1 line graph all. Let's try that. Get config global alias lol log 1 line graph all. Okay. So if I say get lol, boom, it does that. That's pretty interesting. Okay. So that's useful. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to do was amend. We still have time, so let's go to amend. Get kata, amending commits. When we're working, we make a lot of commits. Sometimes we just forget something obvious that we want to fix quickly. So get commit amend allows us to do that. Oh yeah, I've wanted to do that a lot of times. And this is one of the things I'd like to learn. Let's do that. Tinker with the last commit we made. Before I do that, is there anybody joining me? Not yet. Okay. You can use get log -p or get show to inspect the contents of commits and file changes that were added to the commits. Get log p. Okay, let's see here. So we go to amend. So not you, this one. Amend. Okay, and then we say source setup.sh. Okay, what does get status tell us? Get status says that we have an untracked file, bar.txt. And what's in bar.txt? Bar text. It says bar, very creative. Okay, and what's in our log? Feature 73. Okay, so get log -p. What does p add to the, or does a diff between what we had before and what we have now. So before dev null, so we had nothing, and then we added the file foo text. So new file mode 100644. All right, get a foo text, b foo text. Interesting. So before it didn't exist, now it exists. And it has, we added a line foo to it. Okay, interesting. All right, so stage the addition of bar text. And stage means we say get add bar text. Oh, wait, it is staged, isn't it? No, it's not. Get status. Now it's staged, right? Because before it was read and it said we have an untracked file. Nothing commit, untracked file. So, but it says it was in there. That's weird. So, changes to be committed. Get restore staged file to unstaged. Okay, we did reset, but it says restore stage. Interesting. Okay. So, and we stage it and then run git commit dash dash amend. Git commit amend. So what happened? What happened is it's saying feature 73. It's not feature 73. Change that to be just adding a file. Okay. So what happened is it basically is overwriting the, oh, I see. So bar hadn't been checked in. Foo had been. Oh, okay. I see. So if I do git commit amend again, it shouldn't do anything. Oh, it does. Okay. So I can change that to be, what was it that it said? Feature 76. So that's the real feature set. So basically we had the one file checked in. We didn't have the other file checked in. So by amending, we were able to add another file to be checked in. That's pretty clever. And we can change the commit message as well. So if I do a git history, I'm sorry, git log, until I'm stuck in an old way of doing things. So basically you got feature 76, do a git status, nothing, and do a git diff, nothing. Okay. And do, oh, let's do that git log, feature 76. And git log dash p shows us the diff for everything. So basically, we originally had checked in bar, and it had the line bar, and then we checked in the file foo, and it had the line foo. Good. And then you got the git commit amend. So that's pretty darned useful. That is a function I will use going forward, no question. Okay, final thing we're going to look at is ignore. And yeah, we got time to look at that. So let's go here. So go here to ignore. I think I know what this is. I've messed with a git ignore file. We work a bit with the .git ignore file in this kata. So you specify both file extensions and folder structures you don't want to get to track. Still git add files in the folder that are ignored in the git ignore file. Right, so if we want to, we can. We also work git rm, which is the git remove command. The same thing as removing a file from your working directory. Stage and change ways we can get a file. Oh, I see. So saying git rm is the same as you delete the file from your working directory and then say git add that file name on the file that was deleted so that it's deleted from git as well. Sometimes you add a file by accident that's not meant for git, like a binary file, right? When a signal git the file needs to be removed from git, still one in your working directory, use git rm cached. So yeah, if there's a file that you have in your working directory, like, I don't know, one of your IDE config files or something, then okay, then you can just use the get rm cache, then it takes it out of Git, but leaves it in. Okay, good. So run source setup.sh. Oh wait, no, this is amend. So I'm going to ignore, right? And source SOUR setup.sh. Okay, and create a file with the name foo.s. So touch foo.s. Golly, what's the output of get status? Get status. We got file1 text and foo.s. Okay. Cat file1 text says hello. And then foo.s has nothing in it. So, and then a .getignore file in your working directory containing star.s. So vim.get, why don't we do this? We'll be clever. We'll say echo star.s, and I'll put that to .getignore. That should work, huh? So cat.getignore, and it's got star.s. Very good. What is the output of get status? Get status. So it's got a getignore and the file1.txt, but it doesn't have the foo.s that I created because we told the getignore not to look at it. So change file1.txt. So vim file1.txt. Hello and goodbye. Okay. Does get status tell us? Get status. So we've got all the Vim files. And why was the file tracked even though the text extension is in the ignore file? Oh, I'm sorry. Add text files to .getignore. I'm sorry, I skipped this. Sorry. So let's go back here. Vim file1.txt. I just skipped a bunch of stuff, didn't I? Okay, so I will get in. What's the output of get status? So commit the getignore file. What is the output of the get status? So get status, and I'll rm.file1 text.untilde, and I'll rm file1.text tilde. That's and do get status. That's what we're supposed to see here. So getignore and file1.txt. Okay. So now I commit the getIgnored file. Git commit .getignore -m. They're untracked, so I have to say git add first. So git add .getignore to git commit .getignore -m. Ignore these. Okay. All right. And then commit file.txt. So git add file text and do this. Git add file.txt. not match any files. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not file text, it's file1.txt. Sorry. All right, and then do git commit file1.txt -m say hello. Very good. So it says say hello, unchanged, file text. Okay. All right, so we committed get ignore, get file, add text to get ignore. And okay, so we'll say echo star.txt, right? Add text files to file star.txt, and we'll append that to .get ignore, right? What does get status tell us? Get status says that get ignore is there. So change file1.txt. So now we can say echo goodbye and append that to file1.txt. Right. So cat.getIgnore has and star.txt, cat file1.txt has hello and goodbye. Okay. So we'll get status tell us. Get status says that we've got two modified file. Why was the file tracked even though the text extension is in the ignore file? Because the ignore file hasn't been checked in, or is because it's probably because it's already in our repository, right? So make another text file in the repository. So I can now say echo file2 following there. I'm sorry here. Touch file2.txt following their clever file naming. Okay. What does get status look like now? Get status says that we have file1, so file2 is not there. Okay, so it is that file1 was already in the repository, because you can see we have file1 and file2 and foo. Okay, so make another text file in the repository. Another text file, and why is it not tracked? Right, so we just went through that. Stage the removal of file1 text with the command get rm --cached. So get rm cached file1.txt. Okay, get status says we deleted file1 text. Changes to be committed. Okay, so that's staged, but it's not committed. And then the get ignore is not committed either. Okay. Add new file, file2 text, and add not file2 text to .get ignore. Okay, so we'll say echo not file2.txt, and that to .get ignore. Oh. So vim .get ignore, say not file2.txt. I assume that's a not. I'm not sure what else the bang would mean. My guess, I do a get status, I get ignore, untracked. You got these things that Vim created that I have to get rid of, and then the file2 text. Or, you know what? Here, I can do this. Vim dot get ignore and I can say anything with a star and a tilde at the end. So let's see how that works. So get status. Look at that. I'm so smart. Oh, I can ignore those files. So add the new file to text. Just get status. Think of a use case for keeping track of a file, although the extension is ignored. Well, I know, for instance, in your idea projects, here, so this is my code. So if I go here to one of my projects, like 5 lines, what we were doing before. So you've got your project file. Here we had this, when we were on the 5 lines of code, we were editing the .ts, the TypeScript file. We weren't editing the JavaScript file because that was being generated every time. So that's one case where we would want to do that because that gets generated every time. We don't want to check the JavaScript file. We want to check in the TypeScript file. Okay, so we can think of it. So get rm, we learned get add, get commit -m, and get rm cached. Get config, well, so we did all that. So let's go back here. So get log. That's pretty interesting. All right, so has anybody come to join me today? No one's joined me today. That's okay. Tomorrow, we got a special deal because Christian Clausen of 5 Lines of Code, I'm going to be interviewing him. And so I've sent out a message to everybody letting him know about that. But just so you know, that should be really interesting. And I think we've gotten through our first section of Git. If you find this interesting, let me know. If you would rather look at something else, let me know about that too. But in the meantime, we'll talk to you later. Y'all have a great day and bye.